Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Year 2 of the D1 DLC podcast. If you're on YouTube, it's a week later. Thanks for coming back. Podcast. Oh, what do I play? I play a little bit of music. Do you guys listen to the podcast at all?
Yes, multiple times.
Yeah?
I nitpick myself to death.
Oh, really?
So-
Don't do
Yeah,
that.
don't.
Ben's never listened to it once, have you?
Well, I don't need to because I lived the podcast.
But obviously before you were on the podcast, you were a mad
no,
ignorer of it.
I'm pretty sure I put a post up about this.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
You did. Yeah, which is why we invited you on, because
Yeah.
we thought we'd get a listener, but obviously not.
No.
Anyway, so there's a little,
Well, that
I
really
play a
fucked up,
little
didn't it?
sound break between the two beers on the podcast.
Is it like a record? Like.
No, it's not.
Ah.
See, and the YouTubers don't get this. So if you're on YouTube, you should absolutely download the podcast so you can hear what I'm talking about.
Yep.
But it used to be, in season 3, it was the Transformers. You know when
yeah.
Transformers used to go from Autobots to Decepticons and that little bit of music?
Wait, what? They go from Autobots to Decepticons?
No, you
No,
know what, with
their
the
little
scene,
symbol.
the
Their
scene
symbol.
would swap from Autobots to
right.
Decepticons.
Yeah, sure.
And it'd have the...
Right.
Are you...
The same as the
If you don't know what I'm talking about,
scene
I don't know if
transition.
you're qualified to be on this podcast.
I know what you mean, but I thought you meant they transformed from Autobots to Decepticons, and then I was about to have a go at you for, like,
But not-
why are you on this podcast?
Let's bring this back. Let's bring it back. Let's bring it
Okay.
back. So, but this season, I'm using a different sound. So if you've listened to the podcast now, do you know what it is?
No,
Do you know
I
where it's
don't,
from?
because I clearly have not paid attention enough.
Is it from Hollow Knight?
No, it's not from Hollow Knight.
Ah.
Okay, so right now, if anyone is listening to this on the podcast and they know what that sound was, I'm completely making this on the spot. I will give you a $20 Steam voucher. The first person on our Facebook page to say what the sound is between the beers on the podcast, you get a $20 voucher. I need the game and the character or character type.
Oh, jeez.
All right.
Okay.
On the Facebook page, or you can tweet at D1DLC. Either of those. The first one, $20 Steam voucher, which is enough for you to get Hollow Knight and Change. In fact, you'll be able to get this game on the Steam Special and Hollow Knight
Yeah.
if you get a $20 Steam
With
voucher.
2/3 of Vermintide.
Yeah. Or 2/3 of Vermintide.
Yeah.
Anyway, that was an exciting commitment. I just
Yeah,
said,
it's like, wow. Okay, we're doing competitions.
We're on now. We're
Yeah.
on. We're on.
And the YouTube people won't know until a week after
Well, if
it's
you're
already
on-
relevant.
If you're watching it on YouTube, get a wriggle on. It might still be. They'll be like, "What has been all this shit going on the Facebook page? What have they been talking about?"
Okay.
What else have we been doing? What else has been happening?
Okay, well, I got a.
Oh, he's ready.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm ready to go. But like, I don't want to like jump
Monopolise
in.
it.
No, you
This
go.
isn't going to be like Civilization again.
Okay,
or-
so as of today, and because of it's as of today, I haven't had really much chance to look.
I am keen to hear about it. I want to talk about
Far
this
Cry
thing.
5.
Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah.
So it launched today?
It launched today.
Okay.
As we record.
As we record,
Yep.
it has launched within the last 24 hours.
Yep. And so
you know,
you've got it on PC, PlayStation.
PC?
Yeah.
Yep.
Digital.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
You didn't have to leave the house. You just got to go. Did you
Yeah.
preload it, or was this a?
Well, so this is one of the things
Oh,
I
here we
wanted
go.
to talk about was, because we always say, don't pre-order games, except I technically pre-ordered it in that I waited until the pre-loading was available and then purchased it.
Okay.
Well, I think
So like 3 days
the
beforehand.
whole pre-order thing is like, don't buy it before you've read reviews.
Yeah. Well, I didn't read any reviews, but
So don't do what Ben did, kids.
I knew what I was. Well, my understanding is that the pre-order thing is don't pre-order a game before it's ready to be shipped.
Yeah, I think at least until you've got some idea that what it actually is.
Yeah.
We don't want developers to make decisions on the game based on the number of pre-orders.
100%.
And
100%
so-
agree with that.
I'm comfortable with 3 days before it's released going, okay, I'm going to pre-order it now and then download it
To be
because
fair, it's your decision, mate. You can do whatever
the
you want.
Australian internet is shit enough
Yeah.
that I need 3 days to download
Yeah,
it.
because you posted about this on the Facebook page.
Are you,
Yeah.
are you on NBN or anything?
No.
Because it's funny because I saw the size of the download and I kind of went, it's not that big. And I'm not on NBN.
Yeah.
I've got cable. Though,
I've
so.
got
yeah,
cable,
cable's good.
and
So it would have been probably a good 2 or 3 hours. I would
yeah, it was
imagine.
about
Yeah.
3 hours.
Yeah.
And-
And I don't want to have to get up at 6 o'clock, start downloading it, go back to bed.
Yep.
And that's just no one.
Yeah, no one wants that.
And
And then the patch.
yeah. The thing with NBN is that you have to pay to get up to cable speeds or above cable speeds.
Yeah,
like
I'm
a
not-
premium anyway.
We've got, sorry to derail your Far Cry
No, that's all
conversation,
right.
but we will come back to it because I'm very interested in it. But
Yeah.
we've got cable, and that means we're getting the hybrid coaxial bullshit thing, NBN.
The
so we're not
HFC?
getting real NBN. Yeah,
Yeah.
whatever. The HFC, is that what it is?
Yep.
Yeah. We're getting that. So we had that available for like 9 months, and I was like, I'm not changing until I have no choice because it's a waste of fucking time.
Yep.
And then they found out that it was shit. And so they took the option away to change while they have to fix all the HFC stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm now very vindicated and will never vote for the Liberal Party ever again in any state or territory.
Which is fair.
Based purely on this.
So,
on this.
I mean, my partner's cousin who lives in, I want to say Fairview Park,
Yep.
northeastern suburbs in Adelaide. They switched to NBN, and apparently in the exchange at Fairview Park there was an issue, and it broke the ability for NBN users to actually connect to NBN. But you couldn't go back to ADSL because they'd removed the ability to sign up for ADSL. So my understanding is, still to this day, and I think they're about 6 months into no internet.
For 6 months.
Telstra have provided them with a router that has a 3G/4G fallover.
Yeah.
So they've got internet, but it's not wired internet. It's still 3G, 4G service.
That's like, they should go to the Human Rights Commission, I reckon.
Well,
Yeah.
I kind of feel like, you know, you've got water, gas, electricity, internet,
Yeah.
and that's you need those, and that's just a required. It should be there. Like I say that with a little bit of tongue in cheek, and then not really.
But
like
not really,
I
like
kind of
it's-
feel like that's it.
Yeah, I do. I feel like you're right. I think the
Yeah,
internet now today.
people can do their jobs without it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Human Rights Commission.
So,
100%.
well,
Anyway.
what I'm saying is that the fact that their NBN cutover has obviously gone completely pear-shaped, and apparently anyone in Fairview Park is going to have the same issue. So they've stopped selling it in Fairview Park. Anyone that hasn't cut over already isn't getting cut over.
To be fair, on the flip side, Jake and Jordo both have. I'm pretty sure it's either fibre or the House of Fibre. I don't know.
Yep.
But both of them, their internet is like. I'm pretty sure something somewhere catches on fire every time they download something. It's
Yeah.
that fucking quick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
no.
I'm so. And in Jake's case in particular, we've got to bring this up with him next time he's on the show.
Yep.
Because he bought a house and moved in, and before NBN, he literally could not play online games. The internet was that bad.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
And he went from that to ludicrously fast. It's-
Hard drive catches on fire.
yeah. So we've got to bring that up with him. Anyway, let's go back to Far Cry.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, how much have you played?
Not much.
Not much.
So I've when you start the game, you get your intro sort of cutscenes and that sort of stuff, and then you end up on an island which is coincidentally smack bang in the middle of the world map, and then you
And then it's a battle royale mode.
you
Sorry.
pretty much have this small island that almost it's almost like it acts as a tutorial for the rest of the game.
Oh.
Surprisingly.
Funny that.
Yeah.
So I've done that, and I've started to venture into the first of the areas, although there's nothing that specifically tells me that I have to go to one area over the other. I think it's fairly much you can go wherever the fuck you want.
This is Ubisoft, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
Because did you play Ghost Recon at all?
No.
Ghost Recon was very similar. Like
Yep.
it was pretty much like these. They gave you a rough idea what was there, but I don't think there was any levels or anything like that. It was very
Yeah,
So I wonder if they've taken that. I don't. Sorry, have you guys played Far Cry games before?
No.
I played a little bit, and when I say a little bit, I mean a little bit of Far Cry 3. I
Yeah.
own that on Steam through some bundle I got
Yeah.
at some point ages ago, and I enjoyed what I played. And this does very much feel like the same sort of thing. You know, you're liberating the outposts, you're
just to be clear, I've played about an hour. I think it was Far Cry 2, and that's my whole exposure to it. I played a little bit of Blood Dragon as well. And
Blood Dragon was very different.
Yeah, I'm glad, again, Jake's not here because I thought it was shit. That being said, I'm playing it now. Like, I got it for free recently. So, like, years and years after it came out. So maybe it was great at the time. But yeah, so I've got very little idea. When you say liberating outposts, I don't know what you're...
So you mentioned in part 1 of the podcast when I was talking about Witcher that you've got your map and you've got little question marks on the map?
Yep.
So Far Cry runs a very similar formula in that you get the world map, you get all these sort of like points of interest. When you talk to people, they'll give you a point of interest on the map.
Yeah.
You go and investigate it, and it'll be something to blow up, or it'll be people to liberate, or a blockade to destroy, or something to do.
Yep.
And then, at least in the little bit that I've played so far, it looks like when you've completely eliminated the bad guys
like
from an
area, that area sort of becomes liberated or something.
And so then you've got NPCs that will give you more missions in that area. Which is like, good way to do it. I think in Witcher, like if you cleaned out some monsters from an establishment, the population would move back in, and then you would have like crafters and quest givers and that sort of stuff in that area. Very similar style. But it's so far very, very fun, very enjoyable. I can see that this is something that I'm going to spend a lot of time playing. I haven't played any multiplayer. As I said, it's less than 24 hours since I've done it. But
didn't even know it had multiplayer.
Well, apparently you can...
Co-op? Or?
Yeah, so it's co-op. You invite friends into your game, and basically, I assume, do the missions, single-player missions, but with a friend as well.
I'm really interested to hear what you think in a fortnight's time, because Ghost Recon, like, I thoroughly enjoyed that. Like, again, the mechanics of that game are fantastic, but almost the opposite of what we're talking about with Sea of Thieves. Too much to do, and too much repetitive bullshit, and I feel like that's almost a bit of a Ubisoft MO. Come up with a really good core mechanic that's fun to play, and then have 74 different versions of the same quest. And that's my concern with everything Ubisoft do now.
So, I mean, there's
because
definitely...
I've found that a few times with the games that they've made recently, so I want to get into Far Cry, but I'm just like, I'm not... Again, I don't want to invest 100 hours into what's really a 10-hour game. Do you know what I mean?
I can see that. I feel like the storyline is really cool thus far. For those of you who aren't aware, basically you're a rookie.
Sorry, I totally got distracted by the food going past.
Yeah, no,
We're at Harry's on Grenfell, and
steak looks really good.
Steaks. It is steak night tonight. I think $13 steaks off the top of my head. Looks pretty good.
Done.
But anyway, so the story is that you're a deputy who's been flown in with a US Marshal and your local sheriff, I guess, to arrest a cult leader. You sort of get there and you take the leader, and as you're taking him, stuff happens. You don't actually get out of the area that he has influence over. They rescue him, and shit goes south quickly.
It's funny, I wondered, because obviously, and I guess most people... I would be surprised anyone was watching or listening this hadn't seen some previews for Far Cry.
Sure.
And so I'd wondered, like, it looks like an interesting story, like this crazy ass white preacher dude.
It is
somewhere where mass shootings happen a lot or something. Like, it's that kind of vibe. And I always wondered what the player's role was. That like, how's the player character?
Yeah, so you've been sent to arrest this guy.
It seems like an outsider too, so
yeah. He comes, we'll say willingly in the first few minutes of the game, And then, without going into the story and spoiling it for people, stuff happens. He is rescued by his followers, and then you have to run away, seek refuge, and try and build a resistance against him.
What does he seem like as an antagonist? Because I feel
Fucking scary.
Yeah, because it seems, and I know, again, I haven't played it, but a lot of people, when they talk about Far Cry 3, in particular, talk about how great the antagonist was.
Yeah.
And so I feel like it looks like from the previews that that's what Ubisoft is going for. It is Ubisoft, isn't it?
It is, yeah. So this guy is, he's extremely religiously devout. He is very militant. So the whole thing is it's a militant religious cult. And this guy is completely sold on the bullshit that he is selling.
Yeah.
And that just makes him super scary. Like,
did you see the latest trailer where like he does the baptizing thing?
Yeah.
And what the fuck?
Yeah, I gotta be honest, I think I messaged you about this. No interest. I've got enough bad shit happening in my life.
Is that what it is?
You
you go like it's just too confronting?
It's a little bit of that.
There's nothing wrong with it. Like I think that's it's good that you know that as well.
Yeah. I guess as well if it was a linear story. But because I know it's open world and I'm going to go on a myriad of different things everywhere and I'm going to get lost and not know what to do,
So,
and like all my open world
it almost
frustrations.
feels like, and when you say that, it's the opposite of something like we were talking on the first part of the show. It's the opposite of what a world you want to get lost in. It's almost a world you want to get out of.
Yeah.
You do. And the goal of the game really is get the guy and get out.
Yeah.
And that's what it feels like, at least at the point in I'm playing. Very, very early on, you get essentially a mission briefing for the overarching plot of the game, which is that he's the leader. He has 3 underlings that each control an area of the valley, and so you take out those 3, and then you take him out, and it's kind of like.
Is this like Ghost Recon Deep South, or like it sounds a lot like Ghost Recon?
I wouldn't be surprised if essentially the gameplay mechanics are very similar, because Ubisoft are quite good at rolling out the same game with a different skin.
Yeah.
Which
and
is,
you're 100% right. They are.
Which is fine. I actually don't mind it. I enjoy the games that they produce.
And again, they've nailed a mechanic, so why would you change it?
Yeah.
I get that. Yeah.
But I'm seeing great potential for the game.
And so it's reviewing very well.
Yeah.
Like, very well. We're not talking Game of the Year or anything like that, but it's reviewing this should be on your. And the only reason for me that I'm probably not going. And I was this close.
Yep.
But God of War is coming out.
Yeah.
Like that's the reason. And I've got Vermintide. You know what I mean? Like, I've got
trust me. I was very much not gonna get it, and then someone said it was on preload or and I went, well, you know what? I'll just get it.
Yeah, it's the good thing about being an adult, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
And the good thing is
I can eat ice cream whenever I want.
Yeah.
And you can try it, and you can tell us if it's good.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm really looking at the releases for this year and struggling to pick what I'm going to be. Like you said, it's not Game of the Year. I would probably agree with you. Like it's a really enjoyable game, but it doesn't seem like it's any groundbreaking or anything. And I know there's a lot of talk about Red Dead as being Game of the Year, but
it's Red Dead.
Yeah.
I'm super concerned about Red Dead, and I was gonna bring it up in part 1 of the podcast.
Let's get into it, because you are mental. Sorry, before we get into that, is there anything you want to talk about now? Because I really feel like we're just focusing on that.
I am super enjoying this. This is fun.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Good.
So I mean,
you are mental, Ben. You are mental. Red Dead is going to be.
You have a look at the releases for. My brain's gone blank. What's the
GTA 5?
No. What's the developer?
Rockstar.
Rockstar, thank you.
Yes.
So Rockstar made GTA 5, and before
GTA,
this is my point, right? GTA 5 was their first game that really pushed the microtransactions.
Oh.
And they have not done anything
For them specifically, yes.
And they have not done anything in 6 years or something since GTA
Yep.
5 came out, other than release DLC and shit for GTA 5.
You know what? If they release a game as good as GTA 5 and call it Red Dead, and then have microtransactions for the online game,
Yep.
I am beyond happy with that. I am beyond happy with that.
I'm concerned.
Because GTA 5 is
I'm not
an
saying-
incredible game.
Yeah, I know, but all I'm saying is I'm concerned. I'm not saying it's not going to be amazing. I'm just reserving judgment until such
gonna be
time as I've played the game.
Yeah, I don't, look, and I do understand where you're coming from, and I've seen people say that as well. You know, there's been a long time between releases. For,
Yeah. They were
Rockstar.
releasing a game every year, at least every
Yeah.
year, before GTA 5.
But at the same
and they
time,
were all,
I mean,
they were all quality.
Yeah,
All
they
of them.
were, they were all quality, but they were all reskins of GTA 5. Like it was.
I still
the,
think
the biggest
I still
difference-
think Vice City is the best game they've
the
released.
biggest difference was what's the soundtrack going to be like. That's what it was all
That's
about.
why I think Vice City was their best game.
Obviously, not an animal, mate. Obviously, yeah. I don't know. I'm excited. All that being said, I'm not as excited about Red Dead as some other games. Like I enjoyed the first Red Dead was a very, very good game. The atmosphere was great.
Yep.
And something like 70% of people didn't finish it because there's some huge pacing issues with that game.
Okay.
See, this is what I wanted to ask because I haven't played it.
Yeah, have you played
And-
it?
No, it's
Okay.
it's definitely something that I always wanted to get into
Yeah.
and just never found the time.
So it is. It's a great game.
Yep.
It's a 30-hour game that should have been a 10-hour game.
Okay.
And not just because of all the other stuff you can do, because all the other stuff you can do is fantastic. But basically, the game starts. You're in one part of America. You go down to Mexico for the second act,
Yep.
and then you're back into America. I think you go back to America for the third act. Mexico just drags. Like it's just.
Yep.
It loses all of its momentum, which is a huge shame because it's got one of the best endings to a game in history, and the voice acting is phenomenal, but they didn't nail it. So it's one of those things that we just get so... We remember it being better than it actually was.
So, and I need you to be very careful with what you say here. Are you okay with spoilers for a game that is... What is it? 6, 7 years old?
Yeah, look, I feel like by now...
Yeah. Well, just give everybody
Does
a chance.
the
Wait.
main character...
Give
we
everybody a
want-
chance to reach to
Yeah.
their phones and press pause and go forward a minute if they
Okay,
want
so
to.
we'll time it. So 1 minute, we've got a minute
Okay.
maximum to talk about spoilers. We're going to count down, and then
Okay.
we're going to get into it. All right. So we've got 3.
So I'll do my question.
No, is the question going to give a spoiler?
No, because
I
I've
don't
never
wanna
played the
die.
game.
I don't wanna die.
I've never played the game.
Let's
What
ask
I-
the question off. All right.
The-
Just because someone's playing it right now.
The
3, 2, 1, go.
The question I want to know is it a continuation with the same character, or does the character not make it through the first game?
Yeah. So if it's a sequel and not a prequel, the character is not in the game.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I've heard also that just from other stuff,
Yeah.
even though I
yeah.
haven't played
And
the
it's
game.
a fantastic, fucking brilliant ending.
Okay.
Brilliant. Alright. As someone who's watched this on YouTube, because I got 70% through and got fucking bored. So. Anyway, now we've got 30 seconds to kill before all those people come back.
No.
Is there a card game in it?
No, you know what? I don't remember there being.
'Cause
I
I
reckon
feel
we're
like-
going to get a Gwent style.
I want a Gwent style
Got a
game.
poker. Oh no! I tell you what, you can play poker.
You can play
Yeah,
poker.
You can play poker
Okay.
in the game.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
you can.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because a Gwent style game inside of my open world game. I'm playing, as I said, I'm playing through Witcher again,
Mate,
and I am
the
spending
day-
so much time
the
playing
day
Gwent.
the day you can play in the lobby of Overwatch, Hearthstone will be the best day of my life. That's what I want. That's
Yeah.
the crossover I need.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I can
So
see
anyway,
that.
yeah, Red Dead's good. It's not going to be Game of the Year though,
You
because
don't think?
obviously Spider-Man is going to be Game of the Year by Insomniac Games.
Whoa.
I am hyped for that
Wow,
Really?
that's a big
game. I am
call.
hyped for that game.
Wow.
Hyped. Hyped.
With the limited knowledge that I have of games that are coming this year, I really want... I don't think it will be, but I really want God of War to be
Yeah,
Game of the
look,
Year.
that's it. It's.
It looks good.
I'm
As-
very excited about that game.
For me, obviously, you guys don't have kids, but for me, the whole storyline where it's a dad
Yeah.
taking his kid on a voyage and I'm like, oh,
You know, there's a bit of me that, and
That's
I'm
it,
really
that's
hoping,
it.
and I don't want to speak too soon, but with our current environment and the way there's a lot of talk about masculinity and the way it's portrayed
Yeah.
in certain media, I really, really hope that we are going to get to see the best version of a man being vulnerable and tender and
Yeah.
teaching and all those things. Fuck, I hope it's the God of War.
Yeah.
Like, that would be phenomenal, and that
Yep.
could change an entire generation if they pull that off. Now, whether that's going to be the case or not, and I'm not going to begrudge them if it doesn't. You know, I'm still going to...
I think
How
it's.
dare
I think
you
it's.
not be world changing?
I think it's
Yeah.
a big ask.
Yeah, but if it's all chest beating, I mean, it's Kratos, so I'm okay if it is.
Yeah.
But also, there's a bit of me that hopes this big, muscular, bald dude with this massive beard that just kills everyone is a bit like soft in
Yeah.
the right way. So I'm hoping for that.
And I think it will. It'll carry so much more weight,
Oh,
even if it's just a small
it will make it
moment.
a better game if it's
Yeah.
like that. If
Yeah.
he's a more realistic father than a caricature that he was in the first three games, which I love the first three games. The God of War games, hugely, incredibly good games. Absolutely love them. But yeah, I'm really hopeful that it's going to be something a bit different.
Yeah.
I mean, I think-
We're so close to finding out.
Yeah,
I was going to say, I
know.
think game companies are doing a better job with that, because even with the recent Tomb Raider stuff,
Yep.
where like the first time she kills something, and it's like, oh, it was actually hard to kill something for the first time.
I agree with you. I think that was one of the best moments in the Tomb Raider reboot was her reaction to killing someone. One of the problems is that then she kills like another 100 people for the rest
After
of the
that,
game.
yeah.
Like once she's done it.
And there's
she's
a
like,
throwaway line where she's just like, oh, it wasn't as hard as I thought it'd be. And it's
Yeah,
like, you were like
yeah.
devastated.
Broken the seal, right? She's broken the seal, and now it's okay for wholesale slaughter.
But it was a good moment. You're right. It was
Yeah.
a really good. And I think Lara Croft, just in general, like she's been re-envisioned as a character in a really positive way, like a really positive way.
When's the movie out? It's
I
going
think
to be
it
soon.
might be out.
I know it's
Really?
out in the US. I don't know if it's out here.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think it came out and everyone kind of went. Video
I
game
do want to
movie.
see it.
I've seen some pretty polarizing opinions, to be honest.
I've
like
heard some
it's
really good
I've heard both
reviews.
sides of it. Yeah, I've heard people going both ways.
Okay.
Look, I saw Doom in the cinema. I have to see this in the cinema.
Look, Doom was pretty good though. I had The Rock in it, so.
That's the selling point for
I
you?
haven't seen Doom, and I kind
Oh,
of.
you should see
I
Doom.
went,
If for no other reason, there's actually a scene which is like a spoilers first-person shooter. Like it's literally him going through corridors, shot like it's
That
a first-person
made me
shooter.
feel horribly sick.
Yeah,
Because I was
can
close
imagine-
to
I
the
can
screen
imagine
and I
that.
was just like,
Imagine if they had 3D back then. That would have been amazing.
oh. I just was really impressed with the CGI they did, because obviously The Rock has all
Yeah.
of his tattoos. They just CGI'd it all out for the,
Yep.
the shower scene or whatever it was.
Shower scene with The Rock.
Yeah.
Get on it, Benno.
Yeah, that's
I'm
a
gonna-
better recommendation than that.
I'm going straight home after finish.
It's not terrible, but it is not good. It's also a bit disturbing. It's probably one of the best video game movies, which doesn't say much, so it's like a 7 out of 10.
Yeah, okay. Because I did notice that Warcraft is on Netflix now, and
Have you seen it?
no,
have
because
you
I
seen
kind of
that?
I went.
No.
Can I tell you,
No,
I
Mum.
hide it on like Google Play,
Yeah.
and that's like honestly the worst money I've spent on anything.
Yeah. No,
And like I have been so drunk, I've been not able to stand up. That was a better investment than the 2.5 hours watching that movie.
Really?
Just
No.
please watch it though, and then we can grieve together.
Okay, sure.
yeah, Michael watched
I'll
it.
make it my endeavour to watch it before next podcast.
Oh, it's so bad.
Speaking of good movies, though, and we've like segued like 3 times in
Yeah,
2
yeah,
sentences. I watched a couple of movies on Netflix in the last fortnight that fucking good. So it may not be everyone's cup of tea, but suspenseful.
Is this Annihilation or some shit?
Well, Annihilation's one,
Yeah, not watching
and
that.
The Ritual
Nope,
is
not
the
watching
other.
that.
They're both horror movies, right?
No, The Ritual is a horror movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, not watching that.
Annihilation is a sci-fi that feels like it sort of it borders on horror,
Not watching that.
but it's not quite horror.
Don't know if you have
Wonder
the right
Woman.
audience.
Wonder Woman's on Netflix now, so
It is,
why would I
it
watch
is.
one of those? Like,
They're amazing movies. Amazing.
All right, is it like
So-
gore horror or psychological horror or suspense horror or
Psychological horror.
I think maybe bring this up next show when Jake's back. This is Jake's bag. This
Yeah.
is not. I feel a bit sick. I can't even.
Okay,
I hate
so
scary shit.
All right, so you're recommending it, so everybody's going to go
I
watch
very much
it.
recommend both Annihilation and The Ritual.
And then when
Ritual.
Jake's back, we can
The
talk.
Ritual-
Have I seen the ad for Is it got a little kid in it or something?
No.
Okay.
So The Ritual is basically a story of a few guys who...
I feel like already it started bad. Like a few guys who
Yes.
have. Look, you
They're
should have done
basically
that.
they're doing a hiking trip.
I have
in-
seen the ads for this. I have.
in
Oh, and they
like the
decide to cut
Swedish-
through the
It almost-
woods instead of go around
It almost
because
looks a
they're
little bit
idiots.
Predator-like or something. Yeah.
It's to me, it sort of feels a little Blair Witchy,
Yeah.
but like just heaps better because
Yeah.
Blair Witch was a bit
Can I,
shit.
speaking of Netflix, and the reason I've seen this is because Netflix auto plays ads now when you're
Yeah,
watching stuff,
yep.
and like there's this huge thing on the internet. When I say huge thing, like Reddit, and then like all the shitty clickbait websites
Right,
that
yep.
just say Reddit says,
Yep.
like that's really bad, and Netflix should stop doing that. I quite like that. Like
Yeah.
I
Or
like
ads for other shows. Is it like
Yeah.
cut in?
No.
or
Like
at the
so,
end?
when you're going through Netflix, if you stop on a show or a movie,
Yeah.
for maybe 2 seconds,
Yeah,
it
it
will
starts-
start playing a trailer for it.
Oh, yeah, they've always done that, haven't they? I really
Like
like
6
that.
months, maybe. I really like it. There you go.
Yeah.
3 out of 3 Netflix. We'll send this to Netflix and tell them.
Okay,
But
that's okay. They can keep it.
Don't listen to Reddit.
The best thing they've done, and I think universally everyone agrees with this.
If you say the up thumb and down thumb, I will hit you with this.
No, it's the skip intro.
Oh, that's so good.
It's just like, I'm watching
Yeah.
Archer for the 7th time. and skip intro.
Have you noticed Netflix originals now? They only have an intro on the first episode.
Yes.
Yeah, like you watch Jessica Jones and like the
It
first.
just jumps.
Oh
at
shit!
the sky.
I'm only 4 episodes in, so
Oh, okay. No,
Yeah, I
Can I
got
tell you?
6.
Like, I actually finished it last night.
yep.
Yeah.
And no spoiler. Can I talk about the quality of it without? Is that
You can talk about the quality
Yeah,
of it.
okay. So
I
a
will
friend-
allow this.
A friend of mine said this, and I've told this to everyone because it's such a good way of describing it. right?
Yep.
Jessica Jones season 2 is every album by Live after Throwing Copper. Like it's okay, but it's not Throwing Copper.
Oh, dude, like that's harsh.
I know, right? I know.
That's harsh.
It's the perfect way to describe it. That being said, it also the last episode. There was a moment I was watching it last night on the computer because Beck hadn't started watching it, so I'm watching it myself.
Yeah.
And she's on the lounge, and I like laughed at something. She's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "Watching Jessica Jones. It's finishing really strong." Like the last episode was just a really satisfying episode.
It's funny because I found that I specifically remember Daredevil season 1 finishing the worst episode of the whole season.
Oh, yep.
Yeah, it wasn't great.
But Jessica Jones was like just strong all the way through season 1.
It's not as good as season 1, but I tell you what, the last I read I think it was on IGN. I read a review of the season, and it was really good in what they said. In that, almost all the Marvel shows have some almost wasted episodes. Like they're all 2 episodes too long, and normally what happens is you get to about episode 9 or 10 in them, and that's where these sort of shitty episodes are.
Yes.
With Jessica Jones, they're actually in the first 5.
Right, okay.
Once it just sort of picks
So-
up from about episode 6 onwards.
We-
it just picks up momentum really well, so it ends very strongly.
We had this conversation in a group of friends that were talking about the Netflix original shows, and I mentioned Altered Carbon. So Altered Carbon
which
has
I just started last night. That was my
superb,
yeah. And I
absolutely
keep hearing
good.
it, so straight away clicked on it.
So I don't want to give too many spoilers, but it runs the same formula as a number of other originals, which is you've got 6 episodes,
Yep.
then you have a 7th episode, which is a flashback,
Yeah.
and it's shit,
Yep.
but it tells a whole bunch of
You're like,
stories.
this is Stranger Things right now. Yeah.
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 And then the last 3 episodes are amazing.
Yeah.
And it's jarring to jump back for an entire episode
Yeah.
that is backstory that it almost feels like they wanted to do, but they knew is shit, so they hook you with the first 6
Yeah.
episodes.
I almost
and
feel
then
like,
they play it
I
for
feel
you.
like that works better with traditional TV, not with binge TV. Like
Yeah.
in traditional TV, you've been waiting for a week and you go, "Oh, this is different and this is interesting." Whereas when you're watching on Netflix, you get momentum up.
Yeah.
You know, you want
Yep.
that you keep rolling up.
Yep.
And once we've all done it. You get to a certain point in the night and you stop and you pause and you look at your watch and then you check how many episodes are left, and you go, right, are we doing this shit, or if we're getting off
we're
right
going
now?
to bed. Yeah.
And if it's a flashback episode, you're getting off every time.
Yep.
Every time. So.
And the so yeah, Stranger Things 2 was definitely one.
Yeah. Just to be clear though,
Dark.
Stranger Things is fucking amazing.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love Stranger Things.
Have you guys seen
I
Dark?
started it, but I haven't finished it.
Okay, so Dark is if you're not watching it in the original German language with subtitles, then
Yeah,
I
not
think you're
doing
doing it wrong.
Not doing it.
But that was the same. Absolutely amazing show. You get to, I think it was
Yeah.
episode 7. It's a flashback. It adds a whole bunch of
Yeah.
backstory, which
It
is
doesn't
good.
work on Netflix
but
because
I
it kills
don't-
the momentum.
It does.
Maybe
it's
they're
like-
doing it on purpose so you don't die in front of the TV.
Yeah, maybe. It's
They're like,
you're reading
take a break.
You're reading a book and you get to the end of a chapter and it's like, oh, shit's going down. And then you turn the page and it's like,
Oh, this is a character
and this
that's
is a
not...
character I haven't seen for 7 years. Like, what the?
It's like you're talking about the Wheel of Time there.
Yeah.
Oh,
Heaven forbid.
Aria chapters in Song of Fire and Ice.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, now after that little... back to... Because I have to say this. Talking about video game movies
Yep.
and Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, Rampage is going to be amazing. This is the
Oh,
video
it looks
game
good.
movie we've been waiting for. All right.
But it's only because it's got the Rock in it, though.
Not only, but that helps a lot.
Yeah, it does.
Like, it gets full points, like base. You know, most movies start at 0.
Yeah.
If you put The Rock in it,
It
then
might.
The Rock or
I
Charlize
don't-
Theron, you start at 4.
I don't like The Rock.
4?
I don't understand. I don't.
How
Look.
do you not like The Rock? Have you seen him smile?
I-
You're a wrestling fan and everything.
Yeah,
You're
this
breaking
is
my heart.
why. Because he was a
Annie, you're
complete.
breaking my heart. I can't.
He was
I-
like a bully, and everybody was like, "Yeah, he's so cool. He's a bully. He makes fun of people." And
Yeah,
I was
but like,
like,
you
"I
got an
don't
eyebrow
get
and
it.
shit, right? Did you not?
I can do that too."
Obviously, I can't actually do it because I'm breaking
Yeah,
my
me
heart.
too.
Oh, Benno!
Ben can do it. Oh,
Look at
nice. Very nice.
Anyway.
That's a hang back for me from wrestling.
okay.
So, I
Something now, I've been meaning to bring this up 4 times, and there was a really good segue I was going to do a long time ago. So let's go back to Far Cry 5.
Whoa!
How good
Okay.
would it be if we all played Far Cry 5? Because then we could all sit down and talk about the same game together.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you've just done that now
I
with a
have
different
just
game.
done that with Beck because
With
I can't
Beck.
organise it with you guys.
No, because we can't all play the same
Because
game.
Brad only plays Hollow Knight.
Yeah, well, not
That's
only,
it.
but mostly.
That's
Mostly,
it.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
it.
Yeah.
So you recorded the first. For YouTube people, you can go and watch the first ever episode of the D1 Games Club name pending.
Yes.
With
Yes. If you have any ideas of better names, let us know. 'cause-
D1 GC, D1
Oh yeah, D1 GC is kind of
D1 GC.
rolls
Got a nice little
nicely.
bit of a. Yeah.
Anyway,
Maybe.
I'm
So
sure
you
there's
recorded.
gotta be a
So
couple.
if you're watching this on YouTube now, oh no, this is the second beer. So if you're watching, wherever you are,
It's there on YouTube.
Yeah, no, if you're watching this on YouTube, then you will be able to both watch your conversation and listen to it on the podcast.
Ah.
But if you're listening to this on the podcast, then in the next day or 2, you'll be able to listen to the Games Cast.
Cool.
Games Club. But you can watch it now on YouTube. So
That sounded a lot more confusing. So it's coming soon
It
on the
was.
podcast.
coming
it's
soon on the
already
podcast.
here
Unless
on
you're watching on
YouTube.
YouTube, in which
Yeah.
case it's out now.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it was really good. And what we'll try and do is plan in advance so that you guys know what game we're playing so you can all play
we-
along as well. and
Do we
then
have a
let us
heads
know.
up on what is going to be the next one that you guys
Well,
run through?
we've got a
or-
couple in discussion.
Ooh,
So,
okay.
So I reckon do both.
yeah.
I reckon do both. Let's do a double header.
Well,
That's- Yeah.
they'll both be coming soon, whether we release them separately, maybe,
Yeah,
or
true,
together.
true, yeah.
So we're going to look at a game called Florence, which is a mobile game by an Australian developer. I
have-
can't
I have
remember their
heard of it.
name.
Mountain something mountains.
Mountain Dew.
Not Mountain
No,
Dew.
not
No,
Mountain
no.
A Mountain Fresh. Anyway, so we're going to play through that just because that's quite a short mobile game.
Yeah,
So,
so,
it should be able to get everybody playing along with that, and it's only $4.
Yep.
Okay.
So
And
it's not
and a lot of talk about it on Twitter. I've got no interest in mobile games, but Twitter made me buy it. So
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I won't be on the show, but I will have played it.
Yeah.
And will give my thoughts in the comments.
Cool.
Yes.
And the other one,
Yeah, a way out is what
Yeah.
we're looking at doing because
Pretty team.
so you're going to play it with Beck over Easter. And then I'm going to try and wrangle my hubby at some point to play it with him. If not, I might need to find somebody else
We
to play
can
with.
sort it out. So, have you seen? Are you planning on playing it, Ben, at some stage? You and Danielle going to sit down and play it?
It's not on the radar.
Yeah.
There's recently a new season on Diablo 3 started, so that's what me and Danielle do as our game of choice.
Yeah.
I know it's an old game
Well,
now.
it's a good game, though.
But that's what we enjoy doing together. So
Yeah. Me and Beck like to play board games together, and so we buy all these board games, and then we just play Pandemic. So can't go wrong with the classic.
No, cannot.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Done.
I think so. I think
So you can check that out, and a way out, and if you get the chance, you guys will be talking about it, and certainly I would have played it by the next show as well.
Sure.
Yeah.
Fair chance Jake might have as well. Actually, if Mike's not keen, Jake will probably play it with you.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So.
Done.
So we are done. Where have we been, Benjamin?
We've been at Harry's Bar, Harry's on Grenfell.com.au. As we mentioned earlier, I think Tuesday nights are a steak night.
Yeah. They looked alright.
They look all right. I'm considering having to stick around for a bit.
Yeah.
I gotta say, I'm a bit concerned. Next show, we would have had daylight savings start, so we would have lost the natural light.
Oh no.
Might be.
I won't be squinting for the first episode.
Yeah. But anyway, so we're done. We're all done.
Done.
We're happy.
Thank you, fellas.
Thank you. Thanks for watching. Say goodbye.
Ciao.
See you later, guys.
It's going to be awesome.